If their measurement system is messed up, I need to make sure that I don't bend my values and my integrity to their level. Do I trust myself? Yes. But if my tribe was healthy, but my tribe isn't healthy. So now I need to find this way. I need to find this balance of staying in integrity and then also not selling out when it comes to getting this opportunity that I really, really, really want. Right? I have to have the bravery and the courage to say, you know what? I'm not going to do that. And if that's something they want me to do, then it's going to be painful, but I'm going to have to decline. So one of my clients in my recovery groups asked me, Roland, do you trust yourself? And I answered confidently, no. I want to explain what I mean by that. So, as a high achieving guy, and again, not all high achieving guys are designed the same, right? So, I'll just speak for me, but it's very similar to a lot of the guys in my groups. A lot of high achieving men care very much about what other people think. And, it's not as messed up as you think, because in order to make an impact, in order to lead, in order to leave a legacy, in order to change people, help people, you do need to care about what they think. You can't just care about what you think. You need to care about what they think, right? And high achieving men are very attuned to this. I think it's why they're very successful. Here's the problem. I don't trust myself, not because I don't trust myself to protect my wife and stay in integrity. I don't trust the tribe. What I mean by the tribe is society, the way society looks currently in 2026. Our society values, the definition of a successful life when it comes to like successful male culture. Our society has defined that as how much money you got, how attractive are you, right? How many people find you basically attractive, and how much nice stuff and elaborate experiences have you experienced in your life, and how many nice stuff have you bought. So, I mean, that's what our society largely considers success. So think about this. If being influential, being in a place where I can make an impact, being in a place where people will believe me, will listen to me, they'll put me on stages, they'll invite me on their podcasts, in order to get into that place so that I can make a difference in this world, which a lot of high achieving men, that's very important to them, right? Making a difference, making an impact before they died, right? Leaving this legacy of making the world a better place. It's what we want to be known for. It's probably our biggest driver, honestly. So think about this though. If the tribe says that, I'm only going to listen to people who have a net worth of greater than $10 million. What's this young boy and young man going to do? He's going to work his face off so that he can obtain that status, so that he can finally do what he has felt called to do, right? If you need to live in a certain neighborhood, be a member of a certain country club, if you need to look a certain way, talk a certain way, act a certain way, drive a certain car, have certain outfit. If those are things that you need, depending on, again, this all kind of depends too on the city that you live in and the country that you live in, et cetera. But if and the tribe you want to influence too. So I think I have clients in my program who are athletes, and they are impressing people in different ways. I have clients in my programs who are scientists, and they're very intellectual, right? So they're trying to impress people with their ability to solve problems and their intellect. I have clients who are artists, and their expression of their art is how they're trying to impress people. So again, this applies to some people and doesn't apply to some people. But in terms of why I don't trust myself is the tribe, at least the people who I want to, because the men who I want to impact and lead are high achieving, successful men. I believe I feel very called to change them, because I feel like if they can become in alignment and really use their skill set, I believe that these men are very much positioned to make a massive impact on this earth. I also think that high achieving men have the ability to really ruin this earth. And so I've just felt called my whole life to making sure that they're acting in integrity and alignment so that we can make this place better, not worse. So where am I going with this? Well, if I care about impressing them and they care about how much money I have, they care about how I look, they care about the words I use, how I talk, they care about who my friends are, right? They're like, okay, hey, I want to trust this guy, but like, do really successful, influential people trust this guy? Because if they do, okay, now I'll trust him. But I need to make sure that other people of influence trust him. So what's that mean for me? Now I need to go get these other people to like me and trust me, so that the other people can trust me because they see me being friends with, this person that they respect, right? So there's this whole game around status, influence, respect, admiration, and I hate it. I think the amount of money you have in the bank should not be a reflection of how of your abilities and your ability to help people. But our society in some social circles consider that valuable. Your ability to use your charisma and charm and people please, that should not matter. A lot of times those traits actually can get us in a lot of trouble. But people expect you to be this perfect, pleasing, charismatic, positive individual. So now what do? You pretend to be, even on days where you're not, you pretend to be optimistic, happy, positive, calm, collected. And so my point is, do I trust myself? No, because the way the tribe is currently set up, at least of the people that I want to fit in with and influence and lead and change and be a part of, they value money a ton. They value sex and sex appeal a ton. A lot of these men, they're under this hypnosis of like, oh, wow, look at that guy. He can get any woman he wants. And guys consider that a good thing. Right. And so, and again, my nervous system, my body, my DNA, I'm aware of that. I'm aware that those guys want me to be wealthy. They want me to have nice stuff that people can't have. They want my house to look a certain way. They want me to be able to get women. They want me to be attractive and be this, they want me to be larger than life, basically, right? So I now have to go, if I want to, impress them, win them over, whatever, I now have to go obtain this impressive life to gain their respect so that they will now listen to me. And here's the worst part. It's true. It actually works this way. Every time that I've tried to like be authentic, there are more doors than closed that are open. And so a lot of guys learn this. This is why people become people pleasers, as we start to realize, our society doesn't like depressed people. If you're poor and barely getting by, they're not going to take your advice. It's just how our culture is kind of, has shaped. We want heroes. And we want to listen to heroes. We want to be inspired by heroes, right? If you go on social media, look at the top influencers, right? They're perfect or look perfect, right? And they're broadcasting or teaching or showing or modeling the path to perfection, superiority, influence, whatever it is that they're broadcasting. So where am I going on with this? And what's this have to do with sex addiction? I don't trust myself because I know that I have a strong desire to gain these people's respect, admiration, appreciation, attention, and to be able to get into a position of influence so that I can create positive change. So all that's good, all that's healthy. My tribe's not healthy. Again, they care about money, sex appeal, charm, perfection, dominance, superiority, having things that other people can't have, right? Being rich, having tons of material things, being attractive, etc. And so if that's where they are, it's going to have an effect on me, and I'm going to have to constantly battle if they're like, oh, I'm impressed by guys like that, and I know I can do the thing that they're impressed by, I have to stop for a second and say, hey, Roland, okay, sure, he's impressed by that, but do you really want to go do it? And is doing that going to compromise your integrity, compromise your morals, your values? Are you going to have to lie to your wife about this to go do this thing to impress the boys? Right. To fit in with the guys. Right. But I know I want them to like me because they're my people. I want to help them. I want to change them. I want to collaborate with them. So I hope this is all making sense. Basically, I thought it was a great question because I do think trusting yourself is a bit more complicated than people give it credit. I think as tribal creatures, impressing the tribe, fitting in with the tribe, being what they need to be so that you can help them and earn whatever it is that you need to earn from them so that you can actualize your full potential, right? All of the intent is all good. The problem is if their measurement system is messed up, I need to make sure that I don't bend my values and my integrity to their level. Right? That's what I mean about this. And I know historically there are so many parts of me, to use IFS language, that care very deeply about what they care about. And sometimes, not sometimes, has that gotten me into trouble? Absolutely. Absolutely. It's actually the core of my process addiction. And so, do I trust myself? Yes. But if my tribe was healthy, but my tribe isn't healthy. So now I need to find this way. I need to find this balance of staying in integrity, honoring what I care about, and then also not selling out when it comes to getting this opportunity that I really, really, really want. Right? I have to have the bravery and the courage to say, you know what? I'm not going to do that. And if that's something they want me to do, then it's going to be painful, but I'm going to have to decline. Right. And so again, I think this is a question a lot of wives will ask men, right? Do you trust yourself not to act out? And a lot of guys, they don't want to lie. And so they hesitate a little bit because it's like, I don't know if I fully trust myself. And that can be scary to say to your wife. My wife finds it scary. She's like, you don't even, she said that to my therapists, right? Like he doesn't even trust himself. But that's honesty. That's integrity. Me saying that is integrity. Me admitting that, I don't know. That's integrity.